What's up, guys? It's Joel Puncher's Paintball. Today we got Cody on the channel and we are doing the cold weather test. We've got all the high-end paintball markers here, as you guys can see. We've got the Planet Eclipse CS3, the LV2 180R Field 1 Force, TM40, Shocker Era, M3 Plus, and DSR Plus. And we are here to check to see the functionality of all these markers when it's cold outside for all you guys that play in the north. So if you guys like this video, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys after the intro. All right, so we're out here. It is cold, not as cold as yesterday, but it is still cold. I do apologize, it is a little windy, not nearly as bad as yesterday.
Nope.
But it is not too bad. So Cody and I are gonna split the task of shooting these markers. And right now, Kenty, can you zoom in on this? So right now it is 27 degrees outside, and we've got a wind chill of 17 degrees. So any colder than that, I would expect that most people aren't playing. So these markers have been sitting outside for about 25 minutes now, and including the paint as well. We're going to be shooting some GI2 Star. All right, so yeah, guys, we've got 3 bags of GI2 Star. We're going to shoot a hopper out of each gun just to see whether or not the gun freezes up, leaks, functions in the first place, and all that stuff. So without further ado,
Joel, were all these guns working before they got here?
Yes, all these guns were working. We do have a few new, actually, no, yes, we have the Shocker Eras new because we haven't got any used ones in. I could shoot all new markers, but obviously that wouldn't be very intelligent of me. So we are testing all used markers. Cody's personally processed all these markers. We checked every single one before we left from the store, make sure that they didn't have any leaks, any of that stuff, fully functioning and everything else like that. 2 star, we've got about 8.7 to 8.9 bore on all of them. We're using the stock barrels. The only stock barrel that we don't have is my CS3, but that's an 8.8 back on that. And I think that's about it, guys.
What loader are you using?
We're using a Spire 5 and we're using a Spire IR2. So here we go. I'm gonna shoot the CS3 first. We actually did this test yesterday. Full disclosure, we did this test yesterday. Wind chill was 5 degrees outside. It was absolutely brittle outside.
Yes.
And every single gun failed the test. Every single gun did not shoot right and did not chop paint and chop paint. So today we're hoping for a little bit better result. It was like super cold outside
and
yesterday.
It was windy, very windy.
Yeah, it was like wind chill. I mean,
it was
the gusts were
like before the wind chill, I felt like.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
So
we're here to redo the test with a little bit more fair conditions, slightly snowing outside and all that stuff. I've got a few balls left over from yesterday, but I'm going to fill up my hopper. Cody's getting the force. Oh, you doing?
You want me to do PE first? Or?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Kenty, come over here. Let me show everybody something. All this yellow is from us chopping paint yesterday. So
that's how far the wind was blowing. We were standing here.
So if you guys are thinking about playing in like negative 10 degrees or below 10 degrees, it ain't gonna work. Even the Planet Eclipse guns do not work. The gun that did fare the best actually yesterday was the Shocker Era and the CS3, between the two of them, right? And the TM40 did well.
It just chopped.
Yeah, the TM40 did well. All right, so first up we've got the CS3 here. All right, first shot, 286, 286, 298, 300, 289. Very consistent, no problems with it. It's not chopping paint so far. It's not leaking. It turned on just fine. So far so good with the CS3. Here we go. Okay, so that shot just fine. No issues from the CS3. Cody's got
180?
The 180R. I'll get the LV2 ready while you are doing that.
288, 283, 283, 289. Sorry, my fingers aren't really working today.
Yeah, it's semi-auto. That one's on semi-auto, guys.
Oh yeah, she is.
So.
I was gonna say, I was like, I know I'm just pulling this fast enough.
All right, so that one seemed to do pretty good. It kind of sounded funky.
Yeah, it kind of sounded a little
At
airy,
the end, it definitely had like a
Yeah.
different sound signature.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The CS3 did not.
No.
Okay, guys. Next up, we've got a Fossil LV2 that's been on the website for a little bit. Once again, we're shooting the 2-star. That's weird.
Nope.
Interesting. I'm going to turn up the LPR on it just a little bit. This gun was cycling just fine.
Yep.
Before we left, we checked it. We got the Allen keys.
Yes.
So I am going to turn up the LPR on it just a little bit. It has been sitting a while, so maybe the battery could be a little bit low. But like I said, it was working just fine. And the battery indicator is indicating that's a full battery. So I'll figure this out. Why don't you do the force? Okay, so definitely turned up the LPR for about half a turn. We're going to do another half turn here. Okay, so definitely. Okay, so it's kind of all over the place. And yeah, the battery indicator is indicating full battery, and it was working fully before we took it outside. So not a good sign for the LV2. Cody? Did we check that one, right?
Yeah, it's working.
Put it in the ramp, Cody, and see what happens.
That's a little low. Very inconsistent, but
Yeah,
she hit.
it's all over the place.
She hit 260.
Yeah, it did hit 260, guys, so. I'm going to turn up just ever so slightly. Give it a little extra encouragement there.
One more time. So we have first ball dial, and then it's all over. It's from 230 all the way up to 270. Try. Well, 240 all the way back down to 220.
All right, so there you guys have it. The Force did not do well either. So the LV2 and the Force so far not too good. Okay, now we've got the TM40. TM40 always seems to do well in cold weather. First shot, 251, 258, 257. Okay. 264, 264. All right, guys, here we go. Oh, that's not good. That is not good. All right, so there you guys have it. That's the TM40. The last few balls did not do well from the TM40. Could be the brittleness of the paint, but we're kind of getting similar results to what we did yesterday with the TM40. But as far as like cycling and everything else like that, it did just fine. And it's not leaking. So none of the guns are leaking, so that's a good sign. All right, Cody's got the Shocker Era. Whoops. Go ahead, Cody.
268, 275, 281, 273, 279, 286. We got it. Feels like a frozen ball in here. 291, 285, 300.
Okay. Wow.
Money.
No chops.
Not one chop.
Impressive.
Wow.
And those balls were very dimpled. Very dimpled.
Dimpled?
Yeah, it's
Really?
like they're frozen. I had to pull a couple out. No leaks. 290s.
290s
No break.
consistently. Yeah. Let's try a different tank. Let me try that tank, Cody.
Yeah, this is a low pressure tank.
Yeah. Well, so is mine. But we had the same issue with this
Yeah.
yesterday, and we took this M3 back to the store,
6'3".
and it was working just fine before we left. Okay, so it's not leaking on this tank.
I think it's your red.
Yeah, there you guys have it.
Nope.
So here's the M3. Guys, we can't even get this guy to cycle, and this gun was working just fine before we left the store. So too much bolt stick. I am gonna do one thing here to try and get her to cycle real quick, and take the bolt out, just pop it back in. Yeah, it's not working. Okay, so M3 doesn't cycle at all.
Can I use that tank? That tank was doing the same thing here.
We got this DSR Plus. The DSR Plus yesterday actually did really well. Had a bad O-ring, frozen O-ring on it.
Yeah.
When we started, but then once we, there you go, air's up okay. And this does not have the Ion Pro kit, just stock 8.8 back on it. Cody's filling it all the way up. We're gonna test this DSR Plus
We're
out.
gonna test the DSR Plus. Everybody raves
It's amazing
about
the
it.
difference on the DSR Plus as compared to the M3, how the M3 seems to
personally
not
like
do
it.
as well in the cold, whereas the DSR Plus seems to do just fine in the cold.
I personally like the DSR
So.
Plus a lot. So
All right, here we go.
let's hope. Alrighty.
Old stick.
213,
Cycling, huh?
278, 284, 269, 270. Can we turn it up a little bit? Just a tad bit.
It's right there.
304, 291, 279, 287, 290.
So a little inconsistent, probably the paint. Oh, that's not good. Hang on, let's squeegee it real quick and see if we can get through it. Here you go. You don't have to take it off.
Yeah, I'll take it off just in case. I don't want to break one of these in there.
Okay, how's the breech look?
Good. It was actually just halfway through the barrel.
Yeah, so you guys can actually see that. It's actually a barrel break.
Yeah, it's halfway through.
So, and this
Barrel's
paint,
fine.
guys, is not bad paint. It's just because of the coldness outside.
Yeah.
There you go. But it's cycling just fine.
Oh, yeah, just
Had
fine.
a little first shot drop off, but that's
281, 281, 281.
All right, sweet.
Oh, that sounded like a barrel break.
Yep.
Yep, we were able to go through it. So
All right, there you go.
I think it was a barrel break.
All right, guys. So there you have it. Kind of surprised by the results a little bit, Cody.
It was very good, actually.
Okay, so if you're picking one, which one are you picking and why?
The shocker.
The shocker.
Ball and ball. We didn't even break one in the barrel. I mean, it didn't feel weird. Like by the end of the.
Thoroughly impressed with the shocker, honestly. Like, you know, this just came out. I've been a little cynical because it doesn't come with the same features as, like, say, the DSR Plus or the 180R. But, you know, DLX and Shocker, they're a cold weather company because they're based out of Pittsburgh. A lot of the customer base around here likes Lux. They like Shocker. You know, the main field that most of the guys that work for the company play at is Pittsburgh Paintball Park in Pittsburgh, and obviously it's the same weather as here. Bella's coming to say hi. But yeah, so it shot really, really good. It was consistent. There was no drop off. Electronics worked just fine. There was no leaking. So the Era was really good. I was impressed with the DSR Plus. DSR Plus did well. It did have like that 1 or 2 barrel breaks, but once again, I think it was barrel breaks.
Had a drop at the beginning. It had a first
That's
shot.
true.
It
Did have drop off. My CS3 did great. As most people. 180R shot decent, but had some issues with
at the end. It sounded a little
weird.
funny at the end.
So most likely, guys, what I'm thinking that probably is the solenoid spool inside. When it cycles a bunch and the air is flowing through it, it's already cold outside, and when you discharge air, your tank gets cold. So what I'm thinking is maybe those solenoid spools by design are not as robust as like the CS3, and you're having a little bit more issues with it cycling, and that's why it sounds a little bit funny, is because the O-rings in the solenoid spool. That's my first initial thought. I'd like to hear anybody that is a tech whiz, excuse me, on the 180R. But I think that's probably what's going on. My CS3 did great, as anticipated. Most surprising result for me was the LV2. LV2 didn't want to cycle at all
for some reason.
And Cody, you said that you went back yesterday, cleaned her up, put a new battery in it, and everything else like that. So my only thought was potentially the battery. I turned up the LPR to see if that might fix the situation. That didn't fix the situation. And other than that, it's completely stock. TM40 does great in cold weather, guys. So both the TM40 and the Shocker, if we're going to choose a company to win this challenge, I'm actually going to pick Lux and Shocker on this for sure. DSR Plus did good. Force was kind of like...
It was iffy. It was there, but it wasn't going to keep up.
Right. And
the longer it might have got worse, I don't know, but it just wasn't keeping up with...
I agree. And it was just very inconsistent. Definitely had some issues with like bolt stick. Field 1 is based out of Southern California, so obviously like they're used to warmer weather just like Dye is. I think that might, tie into things a little bit. The gun cycle is just great in warm weather and shoots good in warm weather, but did not want to truly perform with this 20-degree weather that we've got out here in Ohio. DSR Plus, for me, the Era.
And the DSR Plus.
Actually, for me, the Era and the CS3.
CS3 did well. Yeah.
So, and the M3, unfortunately, was the worst out of any of them, guys. It did not want to cycle at all. Kind of notorious. I've had a few M3s. I love the way that the M3 shoots in warm weather. When Columbus Level would shoot their M3s in cold weather, somehow they're able to get them to function. Yeah. I don't know exactly what they did. I talked to them about it. They said they turned their dwell up to 18. The dwell on this one is 18. It cycles just great when it's warm in the shop. But every M3 that I've had has bolt stick issues in cold weather, so I'm not surprised by that result. That's a little summary on each one of those guys. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them. I'd be curious to see what you guys think. Unfortunately, we left MacDev out of this video. That's, I think, the only one that we missed. But all besides that, we included everything major for anybody that's in the market for a new gun. So head on over to the website if you guys are interested in picking up one of these used markers, or obviously for the markers that you can still purchase new, head on over to the website as well. And thanks so much for watching, guys. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks, bro.
Good job.
All right. And Cody's still kind of warm, so there we go.
Very warm, actually.
All right, see you guys.